What should and shouldn't be dry cleaned to whether you're getting ripped off? We're finding out what your dry cleaner isn't telling you from Rick Bugdanowitz of La Nouvelle Cleaners. Welcome, Rick, to the show. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So many interesting things here. I want to get started. I always thought if your clothes are stained, you just send them off to the dry cleaner. But you say no. There are a lot of stains you should deal with at home.
No, there's a lot of stains you can deal with at home. If these are the garments that you're going to wash at home anyway. For example, if you have a red wine, if you've got coffee, you can use white vinegar. You dab it on the stain with a cloth.
Okay.
Flush it out with cold water. Wash it with warm water. If you've got lipstick and salad dressing, you can take lemon-scented dish detergent. Do the same thing. Dab it on with a cloth.
Okay.
Flush it out with cold soapy water. Wash it with
What about
warm
white wine on red wine? That's an old
White
story.
wine and red wine is, you know, that's an old
Doesn't work?
No, it does. White and red, you just
And the blood,
cancels.
blood stains? Or
Blood
the
is simple. Hydrogen peroxide. Use a Q-tip, dip it, put it on there.
So don't waste a
flush it
lot
out.
of dough sending these clothes to the dry cleaner.
No,
You don't need it.
You can
Okay.
save money. You can do a lot of those things yourself at home.
Okay, now, but you obviously have some clothes that need a dry cleaning. You move into a neighborhood, inevitably there are 3 or 4 dry cleaners. How do you pick the one that's right?
The simple thing is you walk into a dry cleaner, use the smell test. Take a deep breath. If you smell something, walk right out the door.
What do you mean smell something? What?
You smell
like
a
a
chemical.
dead rat? Or... No, but what chemicals?
That was good. That was good. No. If you smell chemicals,
Yeah.
turn right around and walk
Really?
out. That means the dry cleaner isn't very responsible. His equipment is leaking. He doesn't dry his clothes properly. Those are dangerous chemicals to have. You want to leave.
So it's about the smell.
Right.
So I always thought that was a good sign.
That's a bad sign. Joy, that's a bad sign. You don't want to do
Okay.
that.
So how does dry cleaning work? Is it literally the clothes are cleaned without using any kind of liquid, or?
No, they're using a chemical. Like if you can see on the tape, this is my dry cleaner. She's putting the clothes in. That's the solvent is coming down onto the clothes. It's like your washing machine at home, only much bigger.
So they're getting soaked.
They're getting soaked in dry cleaning solvent. Here the solvent is now coming out of the clothes. It's going to the extract cycle. Now it's into the dry cycle. They're being dried just like they would in a drying machine
I feel like I'm being
at home.
hypnotized.
They're being hypnotized.
Are there certain fabrics that you always dry clean, that never take the chance of washing them at home?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, you don't want to wash your silks at home. Silks can shrink up to 2%. You don't want to wash your satins. You don't want to wash wools. You certainly don't want to wash any designer labels.
What about dry clean recommended? Does that mean definitely dry clean it, or?
Yeah.
Yes, you know, the designers take a lot of trouble. They'll test fabrics up to 6 months. If they put a dry clean label in it, you want to dry clean them.
High-end knits. Now, you say don't only dry clean them, you also say that you should measure them?
Yeah, here's a good example. Here's a very, very good example. Here's, you know, when you send these, a knit like this is a woman's jacket. We measure them. If you can get a shot of this tag here, you show how.
I've never measured. Nobody ever told me to measure.
I've never heard of such a thing.
You never heard of such a thing?
No.
Never.
Well, we always measure. We measure. When I use the word bust, we measure.
Yes, a bazoom.
Bazoom.
Yes.
we measure the bust. We measure the back. We measure the sleeves. We take.
Why, though? Why are you doing that?
We want to make sure that it maintains its shape, that you get this jacket back exactly the way you said it. You sent it in. We also remove the buttons.
Oh, you do? Does every dry cleaner do that?
Well, every dry cleaner should do that. We remove the buttons to make sure that this jacket stays perfect for you, because when you've got a nice jacket or a nice blazer, if we break or lose one of these buttons, the jacket's literally ruined. It's not the same.
What do you do with clothes that are left? People leave their clothes and they forget to pick them up. What do you do with them?
What do we do with them?
Yeah.
We usually give them to a nice charity, but
you do?
at La Nouvelle,
After
they don't
how
leave
long?
these.
I mean, give me an idea, because sometimes...
What, do you want to come visit?
No,
Apparently she wants a deal on a coat.
I'd forgotten that I had clothes at the cleaners. This must have happened to people. I'm just curious. How long can you leave them?
Most dry cleaners will call you and tell you that you forgot something and remind you.
What if you're literally taken to the cleaners and you get your garment back and it is missing buttons or things like that? What is the liability there?
It's the dry cleaner's responsibility to take care of absolutely everything. If he loses a button, he's supposed to replace the button. If he tears it, he's supposed to fix it. If he takes the color out, it's his responsibility. Once a dry cleaner takes a garment from you, it belongs to him until he gives it back to you in perfect condition. It's not the manufacturer's responsibility. It's not the store's responsibility. It's not your responsibility. It's the dry cleaner's responsibility. Being taken to the cleaners is a terrible expression, but it's true.
Yeah, but let's say you have a beauty like Eva Longoria Longoria's dress, that gorgeous dress. Is that just thrown in that machine along with a bunch of other stuff?
Oh, no. If I had Eva Longoria's dress, I'd get in the machine with it.
Yes, I know.
That was a good one.
funny man.
Hilarious dry cleaner.
But
Who
do you
knew?
separate some out and just do them separate, or?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. You know, a good dry cleaner will separate his colors, the whites, the darks. He'll separate silks. He'll separate wools. He'll separate all the garments.
Let's talk about hangers, okay?
Good question.
Some places you send them back on wire. Some places send them back on plastic, wood. What is the best way?
Well, the best
to deal
way.
with these clothes?
The best way is plastic. You can see a man's suit. His shoulders aren't. His shoulders are rounded.
Right.
So when they come back on a plastic hanger, see the shape of the shoulder is beautiful. You know, you've got this. We send them back on a wire hanger.
There's no shape.
Like this. There's nothing. It's skinny. It looks terrible.
And what about wood? Was wood a good solution?
Wood is also a good substitute.
Is there such a thing as too much dry cleaning? Too much.
Too
Like
much.
if you overdo the dry cleaning.
Well, the rule of thumb is if the garment is soiled,
yeah.
dry clean it. If it's not soiled, then you know what, you can steam it out and let it hang in your
And very
closet.
quickly, yes or no, in that plastic wrap. Take it off when you get the clothes, or leave it
Absolutely.
on?
Absolutely. Get the plastic off the garment.
And destroy the environment.
And
Throw it out.
Exactly.
get rid of it. Get rid of it.
The Pope, he did the Pope's.
Yeah.
Pope John Paul's vestment. Does
Yes.
he buy off the rack or what?
No, he bought it. Yeah, he bought it.
I
off
want
the-
the audience to look at you because you dry clean up very well. You look very good. I got to say, your outfit's
funny.
gorgeous.
Thank you, Mary.
Our thanks to Rick Bugdanowitz. We'll be right back with General Hospital's daytime MMA star, Kelly Monaco. You look great. Thank you.